while it isn't Weathering with You, Garden of Words, or even Your Name, Suzume manages to enthrall its audience with a true spectacle of a movie. Here's a review. First, when going into this movie, you do have to delineate between his works. Shinkei is very notable for some of the most prolific Japanese films, animated films of all time. Like, sure, it's not Studio Ghibli, but in its own right, I think everyone knows Your Name. Your Name is truly probably the peak animated film, and that's fine. And that's a hard thing to live up to. But I think Suzume did an incredible job and truly is one for anyone to watch. Let's start with the pros. It has to be said, and it's obviously obvious, it's beautiful. Truly beautiful. So it's cleanest animation I've seen in an anime in a long, long time. I mean, it's different when it's a movie than a TV show and being, forced out weekly. This is a true artwork, start to finish. Obviously, there's some scenes that are really going to blow you away, but every little detail is absolutely phenomenal. And I was in love from the second it started. Characters are, I think, some of the most likable characters in any of his films. Everything from, the main characters to some of the, without spoilers, like some of the side characters. It's fantastic. I think you actually fall in love with everyone throughout the entire film. It's very interesting because I don't think any one entity or person didn't have enough time to really flesh out their character fully. Everyone was great. And I think that's one of the strongest things about this film. The story. I was fully enthralled. I thought it was great. And I thought like the first 15 minutes of this movie were fantastic. It truly drew you in, set the stage, provided all the key details, and then just went. I mean, it was on. I absolutely love that. I can appreciate movies that really get to the core of the movie quickly and do it effectively. So props to them. Story was fantastic. Loved every part of it. Sure, it's, an anime and it's out there, and that's whatever. That's besides the point. They did it well. They rounded it out. Everything felt fluid and, cohesive, which is, I think, a very rare thing nowadays. For the cons, the first one is a little unfair, and it's not going to take away points, but it's something I think you have to always say. Anime films aren't for everyone. And that really hurts, I think, the box office and the whole industry. These movies are brilliant, but I kind of felt weird taking my roommate to it. And he just started watching anime and he hasn't seen an anime film. And while the movie is beautiful, the whole time I'm worried, like, I wonder what he thinks. Because this is not like a typical anime. This isn't Demon Slayer. This is artwork. And that sounds pretentious, and it is, but it's a very different feeling and very different show. A con that actually I do think actually bothered me a little bit. It felt long. Sure, it was a very full movie, and it was paced out incredibly well, but it felt long. And I don't even know the runtime, but I'd easily say it was, every bit of 215. At least that's how it felt. Maybe even 230. It was long, and it might not have been that long. I'm just telling you how it feels. As someone who just watched it, it had some length to it, and I can enjoy that. I love it, but I think that's also partially a deterrent for a lot of people. Like, long films can drive away a lot of people. Another con, and this one again, not going to take away from the film. It's hard to follow up Your Name. And I think you're forever going to be chasing that high. I do think this did a good job of following it up. And I think it was its own work of art. It's hard because Your Name is always going to be like a picturesque, standard, perfect 10 out of 10 movie. And with all that being said, self-proclaimed movie critic for Suzume, it's like a 9. It's a 9. It's phenomenal. Through and through. Absolutely gorgeous, a great experience, just fun to be at the whole time. I will buy this one on DVD and Blu-ray and, rewatch it. It's that good. It's incredibly enjoyable. Your experience is going to be, I think very fulfilling. This girl goes on this journey and, it's about self-discovery, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's full of laughs, and it's just it's cute. Very endearing, enjoyable film. Personally, I'm going to give it a 9.5. I think it's up there with Your Name. Those two to me are on very similar levels. That's how good this was. And I think it's elevated with just how beautiful it is. Not even necessarily story-wise. It's just beautiful. I'm captivated by every scene that they made. So I definitely recommend, if you have a theater near you that is showing it, you should go see this. It is a work of art, and it's a very rare experience to see movies like this in theaters, and you should take that opportunity because this is awesome. I'm so glad Crunchyroll and Shinkai worked together to make this film because it is amazing. Definitely go see this. Like today. Like go now.